Can you imagine living in a world where every step you take is predestined, yet you still have the power to make choices? Welcome to the intricate dance of free will and divine plan in the realm of Christianity. The belief here is simple, yet profound. God, in his infinite wisdom, has gifted humanity with free will. This means we have the autonomy to make choices, to serve whom we wish, and sometimes to act in ways that may not align with God's desires. But don't mistake this for God's lack of control or power. On the contrary, God is sovereign, overseeing all things and allowing nothing to happen without his knowledge and permission. This is often referred to as God's permissive will. Despite our free choices, God's grand purpose in creation will always be accomplished. This balance between human free will and God's divine plan has sparked numerous debates and interpretations within Christianity. Imagine a world where every aspect of humanity is corrupted by sin, making it impossible for individuals to choose to follow God of their own accord. This is the world as seen through the lens of Reformed Protestant Christianity, also known as Calvinism. Central to the Calvinist view is the doctrine of total depravity. This understanding holds that the inherent sinfulness of humanity taints every aspect of our being, making us incapable of choosing to follow God without divine intervention. It's not that we don't have free will, but our will is so deeply marred by sin that left to our own devices we'd never choose God. We'd always choose self. Enter grace. Not just any grace, but irresistible grace. This is a unique concept within Reformed Christianity. It suggests that when God chooses to save someone, that person will inevitably come to faith. This irresistible grace isn't something we earn or achieve. It's a divine gift bestowed upon us by God himself. A grace so powerful, so transformative, that it turns our hearts towards God despite our sinful nature. But what about free will? Well, in the Calvinist view, free will and God's divine plan are not at odds. They coexist. Even though our will is tainted by sin, God's grace can and does intervene, aligning our will with his own. This doesn't negate our free will. Rather, it's a testament to the power of God's grace to transform and redeem. But let's not oversimplify. Within the Reformed camp, there are ongoing debates on how to define free will and its relationship with God's sovereignty. Some argue for compatibilism, the belief that human free will and divine predestination are compatible. Others lean towards libertarian free will, which asserts that individuals have the ultimate control over their actions. The Reformed Protestant view is distinctive, yet it's just one interpretation among many within Christianity. Each branch of Christianity offers a unique perspective on these profound theological concepts, contributing to a rich tapestry of belief and understanding. On the other side of the spectrum, imagine a world where salvation is conditional, based on God's foreknowledge of those who would believe in him. This is the world as seen through the lens of Arminianism, a branch of Christianity that emphasizes the role of individual free will in the divine plan. Arminianism interprets the balance between free will and divine sovereignty a little differently than Reformed Protestantism. The cornerstone of Arminian theology is the belief in conditional election. This means that God, in his infinite wisdom and foreknowledge, predestines individuals to salvation based on his anticipation of their future faith. In other words, God looks forward into time, sees who would choose to believe in him, and elects them to salvation. This doesn't mean that God is bound by time, or that our choices manipulate his divine will. Rather, it's a testament to his omniscience, his ability to know all things, past, present, and future. So, while God is still sovereign, his divine plan incorporates our free will decisions. The emphasis on free will in Arminianism also extends to the concept of grace. While Reformed Protestantism teaches irresistible grace, Arminianism argues for what's known as prevenient grace. This is the grace that God extends to all people, which enables them to come to him. It's not irresistible, one can accept or reject it. In this way, grace is seen not as an overwhelming force but as a divine invitation. It's important to note that while we're free to choose, our choices are not without consequences. Arminianism teaches that our decisions can bring us closer to God or take us further away from him. It's a call to responsibility and accountability, reminding us that our actions matter in the grand scheme of God's divine plan. Arminianism presents a different interpretation of free will and divine plan, emphasizing the role of individual choice. It's a perspective that underscores the importance of human agency within the framework of divine sovereignty, creating a dynamic interplay between God's will and our own. So we've explored different interpretations of free will and divine plan within Christianity. But what does it all mean for us? Well, we've seen how the concept of free will allows humans to make their own decisions, even if they might go against God's preferred course. This doesn't mean God is powerless. On the contrary, it's a testament to his generosity, offering us the freedom to act as we choose. This is a cornerstone of the Christian faith, allowing us to serve God out of love, not obligation. Then there's the divine plan, God's sovereignty over all things. Nothing happens without his knowledge and permission, even if it may seem contrary to his will. This is called God's permissive will. Despite our free will, God's purpose in creation will be fulfilled, assuring us that God is always in control, and his plan will prevail. We dove into specific interpretations within Christianity too. We learned about Reformed Protestant Christianity, or Calvinism, which puts a strong emphasis on God's sovereignty and the authority of the Bible. They believe in total depravity, the idea that every aspect of humanity is tainted by sin, making it impossible to choose God independently. But they also believe in irresistible grace, a divine gift that prompts those chosen by God to inevitably come to faith. On the other hand, Arminianism believes in conditional election, emphasizing the role of individual free will in salvation. They propose that God's choice of who to save is based on his foreknowledge of those who would choose to believe in him. Despite these differences, debates continue within each camp about the exact definition of free will and its relationship with God's sovereignty. This highlights the diversity of interpretations within Christianity, a faith that allows for a variety of perspectives while maintaining a consistent core belief. Regardless of the interpretations, one thing remains constant: the belief in a balance between human free will and God's divine plan. That's the beauty of Christianity, isn't it? A faith that allows room for diverse interpretations yet maintains a consistent belief at its core.
Please like and subscribe for more videos.